Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to bring you the 6 reasons why I'm not dating. So follow along, take some notes if you need to. Hopefully, I can teach you something, or at least you'll get a different perspective. And stay tuned for the U-Haul girl. I promise you, she's in there. The number one reason I'm not dating right now is I have young children. I'm 61. My daughters are 9, 7, and 11. Yes, they're quite young for my age, but that's not the problem. The problem is the women I'm meeting that are near my age are baffled by it, or they just don't want to deal with it. Most of them don't want to deal with it. And I think that's because they've worked, they've raised their kids, and then along comes me, this handsome, gorgeous hunk of a man, and they look at it and go, wait a minute. He's got those young kids. That means I'm raising kids again. And they don't want to do it. But what they're forgetting is these children bring a dynamic energy to anything. And they are young, yes, but they think young. They want to explore it. They want to be out of the house. They don't want to sit around the house watching TV all day. They want to go to urban air. They want to go to the museum. They want to go to the beach. Just like a lot of these retired people want to do. It's really no different. They're just got the mindset that I don't want to do it again, which I don't blame them for. They've raised their kids. They're done with that. The other problem is that I have a rule that no woman meets my kids until I've vetted her and I'm sure of who she is. So that can slow things down a little bit. I have my kids every other weekend, so I'm only available to date the second and fourth weekend a month. The first, third, and fifth, I have my daughters. So that slows things down a little bit, but that might be a good thing. You're going to have the time to get to know each other. So yeah, the number one reason is my children. The second reason I don't date is a bad divorce. My ex-wife went full scorched earth during this divorce, trying to get everything she could. It got to the point where I had to wear a body camera if I came within 10 feet of her. And today I still follow the same rules. I will not talk to her in person unless there's a good separation between us. Everything by text. It's just a good rule, especially with someone you just cannot trust. In addition, she won't follow the divorce decree and has cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. So my financial situation is not the best. How do I drag a woman into this? How do I meet someone and then pull the Hallmark movie thing? See, we got a thing going here. 4 dates later and say, I've got no money. Sure, I live in this big, beautiful house, but I'm house poor. How do I do that? Personally, I can't. I've got too many ethics. But I was at a Thanksgiving dinner, and a gentleman walked up to me. I'd hardly know the man. And said, I told him about this and I'm not dating. He said, why? Go get yourself a woman. You're going to be happier. I said, well, what about? He said, there's no what about it. You go out, get her, date her for a while. And when she starts figuring it out, you just make up excuses and lie. And then eventually she'll figure out the truth. But at that point, she's attached and won't leave. I am not this man. I'm going to be honest up front. I want honesty in return. I can't be something I can't lie unless I expect to be lied to. So I'm going to be honest because I expect for honesty in return. So this is a main reason why I'm not dating, that really nasty, ugly divorce. And I can't drag someone into that. The third reason I'm not dating is I have issues with trust and lying. See my ex-wife. And she's going to start showing up in a lot of these videos because that's where I can help people. I can talk about my ex-wife and how I combated that and what I've done and how I dealt with her in the marriage. Okay? But she caused me to have a lot of trust issues. Also, the woman I dated right after my divorce, it was about 2 or 3 months before I even started looking, but the woman I dated right after my divorce was just like my ex-wife. She lied. She lied. She lied. I did not catch them. She lived in Houston. I live in College Station. There's a good 60, 70 miles apart. I did not know she was married until I talked to a family member who set me straight. I even visited her house. There was no sign of a husband. There was a sign of an adult son. will close in a separate room. And the only thing I can think of, she moved everything into a separate room so I wouldn't know. It was just one of the craziest things in the world, how much she lied and how she got away with it with me. I must be naive and gullible, but this is something I just can't tolerate anymore. I cannot tolerate lying. I must trust who I'm dating. Dating apps, well, we're talking about that next. Dating apps. What are they for? What is their purpose? They advertise that they are to get you a date. But is that what they're really trying to do? Some people think they won't get you a date because they lose their income stream the second you start dating and you're out of the dating pool. Evidence of that. Most of them are designed for short attention spans. You read a profile, within a minute you're swiping left or you're swiping right. You move on to the next profile, you're swiping left, you're swiping right. You move on to the next profile, you're swiping left, you're swiping right. Wash, rinse, repeat. And if you live in Houston, there's thousands of profiles. You can do this for the next year and not run out. I live in College Town. There's like 20 women on dating apps. You run out in a day. Second thing about this is there's crazy experiences with them. I've got a lot of them. And I'm not going to talk about Match.com right now, but I did meet a woman, and within a week she was trying to move in. I started calling her a U-Haul girl because she just got divorced. She was being kicked out of her house. She had no job, never had a job, and she had nowhere to go. So she's looking on this dating app for someone who will take her in. I get it. It freaked me out a little bit, but what freaked me out even more is over the next year, I got 2 more of them. At least the first one was from Houston. The other 2 were from various locations around Texas or just outside Texas. So, dating apps, I don't think they are good to meet people with. The other problem with dating apps is you get the predators. You can tell a predator by within a month or a week of a divorce, they're in a serious relationship again. And why? Because they are sucking everything they can out of that person. Get married, suck all the money out of them, throw them away. Get married, suck all the emotional gratitude out of them or caring, throw them away. Get married, suck the financial out of them, throw them away. You can tell them because they've been married 3 or 4 times. I call them emotional vampires. I want nothing to do with those women, but unfortunately you don't know what they are until you get there. They typically look really pretty too, but that's how they sucker you in. Beautiful woman. You're 50? You look like you're 20. Yeah, I'm beautiful. What does your 401k look like? I don't want any of that, okay? So I kind of stay away from dating apps. So what should you do instead? I go to church a lot. In fact, I ran into a church member today. It's like, it's good to see you every week. I go to church almost every week. I skip occasional bits mainly due to work. Other things you can do, join a book club, join a organization, find a group who practice your hobby, join a book club. All these are viable options. You will get to meet people, talk to them, get to know them the old-fashioned way, not with some crazy dating app where they're comparing a Corvette to an old Ford truck. By the way, I'm the old Ford truck. I'm reliable, a little broken down. You got to fix me here and there. A bit on the ugly side, but I'll be there 6 months from now. I'll be there a year from now. That shiny Corvette with the new paint probably has a broken, of course I'm going to draw a blank when I'm trying to make a good analogy, wouldn't I? Flux capacitor. There you go for a better one. So anyhow, I don't date because of dating apps. That's one of the reasons. The other reason I don't date much is religious values. Not everyone's religious. I understand that. But a story. When I was in college, I met a wonderful woman, blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful lady. We got along great. We could talk about anything, and I do mean anything. And we went out on a few dates, but after the second date, her roommate pulled her aside and told her, he is not religious. You are. This will never work. You need to walk away. And she did. Upset me at the time. I didn't understand it. I was trying to talk to them and trying to figure out what I could do to correct it. Fast forward 35 years, and I get it now. So I'm looking for someone with some of the same values. I don't drink, I don't smoke. Both of those are by choice. I don't do drugs. I go to church every Sunday. All of this by choice. I would like to meet someone who does the same thing. I mean, I don't think I'm crazy for that. Going to church is important to me. Taking my daughters to church is important to me. And to some people, it may not be. Now, I'm not saying I need to meet someone exactly like me, because that's going to be boring. I mean, can you imagine a female version of this? It wouldn't be all that good. Bald hair? No. The green eyes? Yes. Okay. The beard? Hell no. I don't want a bearded lady. But having some of the same values, she doesn't drink. Now, drinking's flexible. My ex-wife drank, but we're not going to go into that one until another video. I'm not worried about drinking so much as long as it's not a major problem. Smoking's a no-no. Drugs is a no-no. I don't do these things because I'm upholding my religious values. So I need to meet someone who has the same religious values I have. I go to church. Maybe I'll meet someone that way. We'll see. But that is number 5. The final reason I don't date is time and energy. One of the things I ask myself every day, seriously ask myself, do I have the time and energy to date someone? And when I ask that question, what goes through my head is, do I want to disturb my peace? When my daughters are not here, I'm free to do what I want. I can play my video game. I can clean the house. I can participate in hobbies. When my daughters are here, I spend my time with them. Do I want to disturb that routine by involving another person? I did date a woman that got to the point where she was around my kids. She contributed to my time with my kids, didn't distract. So if I find the right partner, the answer to that question is yes. But I have yet to find that person. And here's some other things. Do I have time to waste on dating apps? Do I have time to waste in bars? I live in a college town. So if I go to a bar, 1, there's very few men my age. 2, all the women are in their early to mid-20s. Do I really want to spend time chasing a 20-year-old? Do my daughters need to go through Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure where they're looking at their mom who's 5 years older than them and going, Dad, why did you do this? We don't need any of this, and I'm not going there. So getting out and looking through bars, looking through dating apps, that's time and energy I'm just not exerting anymore. Going to church, yes, but my church is mainly married people, so there's no outlet there. Going and joining organizations and volunteering. I've been volunteering a lot more lately, which is helping. I am meeting people and I'm getting to talk to some people. I get out of the house quite a bit. I'm very friendly. I talk to everyone I meet everywhere. So those issues work, but I'm still not meeting anyone. Again, it's a college town. Most of the older people just don't get out. Why? Why would I go to a restaurant when there's 20-year-olds everywhere? Why would I go eat by myself? Putting that time and effort forward means leaving my comfort zone. And I'm not so sure I'm ready to do that. Please comment below what your favorite part of the video was. And if you found this useful or at least entertaining, please like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can get more videos like this one. Thank you all for being a wonderful audience. Thank you for being here today.